The legacy of Orientalism has had a profound impact on the way in which the Arab world has been represented in art and popular culture. For centuries, Western artists and writers have perpetuated exoticized and often inaccurate depictions of the Middle East, contributing to a sense of cultural superiority and othering that persists to this day. The term Orientalism was coined by Palestinian-American writer Edward Said in 1978, and there are many definitions of this term. One definition that is relevant to this essay says that Orientalism can be regarded as a manner of regularized or Orientalized writing, vision, and study dominated by imperatives, perspectives, and ideological biases ostensibly suited to the Orient by the West. However, what is often overlooked is the way in which these ideas have been internalized by Arab artists themselves, shaping their own self-image and creative expression. This video essay will explore the ways in which Western artists can influence Arab artists, particularly looking at Jordanian modern art, and how it evolved as Arab artists responded to Orientalism. One artist who exemplifies this complex relationship is George Alif, an early 20th century Russian painter who is often credited with the founding of the Jordanian art movement. Despite being trained in Europe and incorporating many Western techniques and styles into his work, Alif was deeply inspired by the landscapes, people, and traditions of the Middle East, which he sought to capture in his paintings. However, his work also reflects the influence of Orientalist tropes, from the use of exotic costumes and settings to the emphasis on sensual and erotic themes. This video essay will explore the ways in which Alif's work reflects the internalization of Orientalism among Arab artists. By examining one of his paintings, we can gain a deeper understanding of the complex interplay between cultural identity, artistic expression, and the power dynamics that shape our perceptions of the world. The fact that Alif was not Jordanian himself adds an additional layer of complexity to the relationship between Orientalism and Arab art. As a non-Arab, Alif would have had his own set of cultural biases and assumptions about the Arab world, which may have influenced the way he taught and mentored Arab artists. His European training and exposure to Orientalist motifs would have shaped his approach to painting and influenced the techniques and styles he imparted to his students. This raises important questions about the power dynamics involved in artistic mentorship and the role of cultural identity in shaping artistic expression. To what extent did Alif's non-Arab identity and Orientalist training shape the artistic perspectives of his non-Arab students? Did his teachings perpetuate or challenge Orientalist stereotypes and tropes? And how did Arab artists respond to the influence of a non-Arab mentor and the broader legacy of Orientalism in art? This is a painting by Alif titled Harim. One of the main features that make this painting Orientalist is the exoticization of the subject matter. The painting depicts an Arab woman dancing in a traditional Arab courtyard, which was a popular motif in Orientalist art. She is shown as passive and subservient, standing without any agency or context. She is presented as an object of the viewer's gaze. This reflects the Orientalist tendency to portray non-Western people as passive and subservient, reinforcing Western dominance and superiority. The painting invites viewers to imagine the Arab world as an exotic and mysterious place, full of exotic sights and sounds. The use of light and color in the painting also contributes to its Orientalist qualities. The bright, warm colors of the landscape and the woman's pure white clothing evoke a sense of exoticism and vibrancy. The light in the painting is also striking, with the sun casting long shadows and creating dramatic contrast between light and shadow, with a warm and inviting glow illuminating the scene. This creates a sense of intimacy and allure. The space itself and the other woman's clothes are intricately decorated, with an abundance of patterns and textures, such that there is a sense of opulence and grandeur that permeates the entire scene. Harim is presented as this mysterious place where beautiful women live in luxury and splendor. The women themselves are depicted in a way that emphasizes their physical beauty and sensuality, with their clothing and poses accentuating their curves and features. I believe this painting and its effect on Alif's art students is summarized by a quote by Anas Al-Aqqad. Internalized Orientalism serves the Western hegemony at large as a form of neo-imperialism in the post-colonialism era. The fact that the man credited with the Jordanian modern art movement, and whom was a teacher for many influential Jordanian artists, had features such as these in his paintings, shows that the Western biases can be internalized among Eastern artists subconsciously. Thus, Alif's role in the Jordanian art movement raises important questions about the influence of Orientalist perspectives on Arab artists. As an artist whose work was characterized by Orientalist techniques and themes, how might have Alif influenced the Arab artists he taught? Did they adopt his approach or did they challenge it? Well, the answer is both. Mohanna Durra, a student of Alif, is quoted in his memoirs saying that Alif taught him the European understanding of perspective. Durra himself later went on to be a teacher of fine arts. The other answer to these questions can be found in the growth of the Hurufiyya arts movement that emerged in Jordan in the 1960s. Hurufiyya artists rejected Western techniques and instead turned to calligraphy as a way to connect with Arab cultural heritage. In doing so, they rejected the Orientalist perspective that had characterized much of the art produced in the Arab world and in Jordan up to that point. We can analyze the features of artwork that rejected this internalization by analyzing the work of Wajdan Ali, a 1970s Jordanian artist and a former student of Alif's. This painting is called You and I, and it's a clear drift from the teachings of Alif for multiple reasons. Firstly, the calligraphic composition. Most of the painting is composed of Arabic calligraphy, which is used to create abstract shapes and forms. This reflects the Hurufiyya movement's rejection of representational art and its focus on the aesthetic qualities of the Arabic script. Calligraphy was a key feature of Islamic art long before this movement emerged, but Hurufiyya artists took it in a new direction by focusing on the abstract forms and shapes that could be created with Arabic script. This was a departure from Western art, which traditionally focused on representational forms. Secondly, the textual meaning. The calligraphy in You and I is drawn from a poem by a 13th century Sufi poet, Rumi. He is a figure who is central to Islamic spirituality but may be less familiar to Western audience. This reflects the Hurufiyya movement's interest in Islamic spirituality and its desire to connect with Arab cultural heritage. Thirdly, color palette. This painting uses a limited color palette of blue, white and gold. This reflects the Hurufiyya movement's interest in traditional Islamic art, which often features a similar color scheme. Overall, You and I is a powerful example of Wajdan's rejection of Western techniques and her desire to connect with Arab cultural heritage. By exploring the aesthetic and philosophical elements of the painting, we can gain a deeper understanding of this movement and its place in the broader history of Arab art. This was a clear denial of one of Said's main points about Orientalism. He says, the Orient is a locale requiring Western attention, reconstruction, even redemption. Through this piece of art, Wajdan Ali was showing that she did not need approval from the West in order for her art to be appreciated. In conclusion, the examples of George Alif and Wajdan Ali demonstrate the complex interplay between Western Orientalism and the internalization of these representations by Arab artists. Alif, a non-Arab artist, taught and influenced Arab artists, and his work was a reflection of the Orientalist tropes of his time. Meanwhile, Ali and the Hurufiyya movement rejected Western techniques in an attempt to reclaim their own cultural heritage. However, even in this rejection of Western influence, the Hurufiyya artists were still responding to the Orientalist discourse that had long dominated the Arab world. The internalization of Orientalism among Arab artists provokes important questions about the relationship between cultural identity and artistic expression. How do artists reconcile their cultural heritage within the Western artistic traditions they have been trained in? How do they challenge and subvert the Orientalist narratives that have shaped their own self-image? These questions remain relevant today as Arab artists continue to navigate the legacy of Orientalism and seek to forge new paths for their own creative expression.